From the world headquarters of Fox News, it's The Kelly File with Megyn Kelly.
Tonight, a wild story about Donald Trump in a 1991 interview about his love life. The 25-year-old story is making headlines as the Washington Post goes digging through Trump's past and what it promises will be a series of reports uncovering every detail about his life. In moments, Howie Kurtz will join us on that. But first, John Roberts has the details. John?
Well, Megyn, back in 1991, People magazine writer Sue Carswell was looking for the scoop on Donald Trump leaving then-girlfriend Marla Maples for model Carla Bruni. When Carswell called Trump's headquarters, she was told that Trump wasn't available. A short time later, she received a call from a fellow who identified himself as John Miller, but sounded an awful lot like Donald Trump.
What kind of comment is coming from your agency or from Donald? Well, it's just that he really decided that he wasn't, he didn't want to make the commitment. He didn't want to make a commitment. He really thought it was too soon. He's coming out of a marriage and he's starting to do tremendously well financially. He's somebody that has a lot of options, and frankly, he gets called by everybody. He gets called by everybody in the book in terms of women. And like who? Well, he gets called by a lot of people. You can't say did Madonna ever really call? He was so set up with that. Madonna called, and what happened? I mean, I don't know if you want to listen to this. What is your position? Well, I'm sort of handling PR because he gets so much of it.
The voice is 25 years younger than today, but the New York accent, cadence of speech, and inflection on certain words does sound an awful lot like Trump. In fact, according to articles Carswell wrote at the time, gossip columnist Cindy Adams and Marla Maples herself identified the caller as Trump. Despite those historical assertions, which Trump must have known about, as Carswell says he described it as a joke gone awry, he emphatically denied it was him in an interview this morning.
No, I don't think it. I don't know anything about it. You're telling me about it for the first time, and it doesn't sound like my voice at all. I have many, many people that are trying to imitate my voice, and you can imagine that. And this sounds like one of the scams, one of the many scams. Doesn't sound like me.
It may be that Maples misidentified Trump 25 years ago, though given the fallout from the call, which ended their relationship, Maples, at that time, seemed to be on pretty solid ground. Megyn?
OMG, OMG, OMG. Whoever John Miller may be, we know one thing for sure. The reporter in that 1991 audio tape is right here with me. Joining me now, Sue Carswell. She worked for People back when that tape was recorded, and now she's a research reporter for Vanity Fair. Sue, great to see you.
Nice to see you, Megyn.
What the hell?
What the hell, I'm hometown girl.
So you believe it was Trump? He faked it. He faked being a PR person.
Well, he apologized afterwards and said he was sorry.
So he admitted to you?
Yes. I mean, in another phone call, but not obviously during the conversation.
Did you say, why did you do that?
Yeah, I mean, and he had no explanation. He just moves conversations along.
So you call up Marla Maples and say, is this Trump? Was this Trump? He says he was John Miller.
Well, I was trying to be a little bit more delicate.
What happened when you did that?
She cried.
Because he was saying I didn't want to give her a commitment.
Yeah, he talked about, Madonna being after him and Kim Basinger and just everyone calling. Carla, who didn't call?
What did you, and then he took you out after this?
Yes.
As a form of apology?
Yes, with Marla.
For fooling you?
With Marla and another editor from People magazine.
So, okay, so that happened, and then when you heard him to deny it, because he's still denying it this morning on the Today Show, what was your reaction?
Well, I think he should come clean and apologize to me now.
Because now it's suggesting that you misled us.
Yeah, that I'm lying. I'm not lying.
His denial was, that doesn't sound like me. It's interesting, because if somebody called me up and said, did you call and pretend to be your own PR person, I would say, no, I never did. I have never done something like that, ever. I wouldn't say that doesn't sound like me.
Right.
So you don't believe him. Were you surprised to see him misleading?
No, I'm not surprised to see him misleading. Of course not. I mean, I would probably be a little shocked that, this came into my life. But Megyn, the main thing here is that I didn't leak the tape. And there were
What?
2 people on the conversation.
Wait, you taped it because you're a reporter doing your job?
Yeah, and I lost the tape.
Were you the only one with a copy of the tape?
Yes.
When did you lose it?
Back 25 years ago.
Could somebody have stolen it?
No. It was in my house, and then I moved apartments.
So who else would have had a copy of the tape?
Donald Trump.
Wait a minute. So you're suggesting Trump leaked this to the
Yes.
Washington Post?
Yes.
Why?
You got me. He's done stranger things.
Because he loves publicity?
Yeah.
So you're suggesting that he may want us talking about this right now because it generates a news cycle, perhaps?
Hello, Donald.
Sue, it's been fascinating. Thank you. I'll see you up in Albany.
All right.
Our mutual hometown. Howie Kurtz is here. Ow, ow, ow. Howie.
Hold on. My head is spinning.
If she didn't have the tape, as far as she knew, she was the only one with the tape. So who else would have had the tape other than Trump?
A friend of hers, I have no
Or
idea.
John
Look,
Miller.
that sure sounds like Donald Trump. That I can tell you, Megyn.
It was tremendous. It was a tremendous imitation.
Look, this ancient audio tape isn't a big story, but it's so flippin' weird that it's certainly newsworthy. And Trump, now that the Washington Post has obtained the recording, it's catnip for cable TV all day because when has there ever been in history a presidential candidate heard under a bogus name talking about his love life?
No. But, the thing is, Trump, he has a very healthy sense of humor. I mean, even about himself. So, why wouldn't he just come out and be like, yeah, that was kind of boneheaded. I didn't use PR people like I don't now. And I did something kind of weird. As he said, he could choose somebody on Fifth Avenue and his supporters wouldn't abandon him. They wouldn't abandon him over this.
I can't figure it out because there's 20 different ways he could have diffused it with a joke or whatever. And instead, to go through this, well, it sure doesn't sound like me when it sounds like everyone else, like Donald J. Trump. And then to chide NBC's Savannah Guthrie for asking about it and then to go after the Washington Post for reporting it. I don't really see why he went there. I mean, I know he likes to take his whacks at the media when it's a story that he doesn't like, but it's really not that damaging a story. His fans aren't going to care, and mostly it's kind of entertaining and amusing, but as I say, a little bit strange.
Because today, after his interview with Savannah Guthrie, he was on the phone with the Washington Post. And they were 44 minutes into the phone interview talking about his finances when they asked him a question about John Miller. Did you ever employ someone named John Miller as a spokesperson? The phone went silent, then dead. This is the Washington Post reporting this. Then the reporters called back, reached Trump's secretary. She said, I heard you got disconnected. He can't take the call now. I don't know what happened. I mean, it's like, is he making this into a thing when it might otherwise be a curiosity but not a thing?
That's exactly it. This would have been a one-day story, 2-day at most. Everybody gets a laugh out of it. Look at the girlfriends, Marla Maples, Carla Bruni. But by saying he doesn't think it's him and then doing that and then criticizing the news organizations, now any other reporter who ever talked to John Miller, or there's another pseudonym he's supposed to have used, is going to come forward. I think he's now stretched this into a several-day story. Maybe you'd rather talk about this than the tax returns.
Well,
but
you got something to talk about on Media Buzz. You got me this weekend after you interview me.
Great
to see you, Howie. Still ahead, a sneak peek from my big interview with Trump, plus a powerful new campaign by 2 mothers who lost their infant sons. Don't miss this segment, please.
I got the most terrible phone call that no parent ever wants to get. She just called, and I said hello, and she said, get here quick, Shepard's not breathing. And my world fell apart.